my creative and crafty friends. This is Gloria Plunkett with designsbygloria.com. I wanted to share with you this cue card. I know you think, well, it's no big deal, right? I created this project using the hand-penned suite. But look, when you open it, is that not fun? It pops up. You see that there? It pops up and it wishes you a little extra happiness. And I stamped a few of the flowers there. Is that not cute? This little mechanism here is the most important piece of this card that I'm going to show you how to create. I've got like 5 or 6 other suites that I use for this particular, I guess funfold, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. There's a girl on the internet, and I cannot pronounce her name, but I'll add her name up here for you, that does like a 5x7 one like this. So I had to convert, and she used a centimeter. So anyway, I converted it so I could use it on a regular A2 card for you. So let me show you how to create these. Super simple, super fun, super cute. For this particular one, I'm going to use the Pansy Patch petals, or Pansy Petal Suite. I've already done the regular portion of the card for you here. So I've cut a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of thick basic white cardstock, scored it at 4 1/4. Then I cut a piece of evening evergreen cardstock that's underneath here, and that is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Then I cut a piece of designer series paper from the Pansy Petal Suite, or Pansy Petal Suite, and it's cut by 4 by 5 1/4. Then I cut down about, I think it was like an inch and maybe an inch and 1/4, it looks like. And then I flipped the designer series paper, so I'd have 2 different colors here. I added a strip of the evening evergreen, and I love these ribbons. It's the evening evergreen open weave ribbon across the front, and added a little bow. Added my greeting from the same stamp set, the Pansy Patch stamp set, and added a few of those. I'm obsessed with these 2021, 2023 in color jewels. Absolutely love them. This is like my 3rd pack I've already gone through. Absolutely adore those. So that's the front of my card. I want to keep this a little bit simple because I knew when they opened it up, they'd get a fun pop on the inside. So let me show you what you're going to need for the mechanism. You're going to need a 3" by 6" piece of Whisper White, basic white cardstock, scored at 3 inches. So we'll need that. If you want to embellish this piece here, which I'm going to do, I'm going to add some layers. You can do that. You don't have to, but if I did. So I cut 2 pieces of pale papaya at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 that will be layered on the inside. I cut 2 pieces of basic white cardstock that I cut at 2.5 by 2.5. For the mechanism that makes this little gem work, you're going to need 2 pieces of 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 basic white cardstock. This is so easy, but so much fun. And then, of course, I cut out some of the flowers from the Pansy Suite here. So let's work on the mechanism first. Let me start with this one, and then we're going to do the same thing to both of these pieces. So you're going to take your piece, and you're going to measure down from the top 3/4 inches. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to measure, I'll put a little dot there for my 3/4 inches. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put my ruler at 3/4 inches and put a little dot there. Okay, I'm going to do that to both sides and on both pieces of the cardstock. So I'm going to put 3/4 here, mark my little 3/4 there. Then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to measure this at the halfway point. So we're going to come in 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and so we're going to measure this, not at 1 3/8, but at 7/8. And that's going to be half of this side over here and half of this side over here. So we got it marked right in the middle. Then we're going to come here and mark 1 7/8 as well. See that? All right. Now I'm going to take, you can do this on your cutting board, on your scoring tool, but I'm just going to do it here in case you don't have one, with my stylus from my scoring board. So I'm going to take this here and match it to this here with my ruler, and I'm going to score. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The top of this dot here to the center point of my piece there, and score. And you can see it makes a little, like a pointy arrow. For this one, I'm going to take this point, the bottom of this point here, and score it up to this point here. So it looks like I'm making a little arrow here. So I'll put my stylus there and score. I'll put my stylus here to the center down here. And I'm going to score. Okay. So now it looks like an arrow going up. Hopefully you can see that. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to score, fold these so that they go up like such. Then I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to make it do the same thing. Okay, so that's the top. Now I'm going to make these go down. So I'm going to fold this in. You can see the scoring there. I'll fold that in just with my hands first, and then I'll come in and I'll score it with, give it a better crease with my bone folder. Okay. So now we've got the top, the little flaps, the bottom. And we're going to take this and we're going to push this up, push the centerpiece up like this, and we're going to fold it over till those two corners meet right there. Give it a good score on both sides. Okay, so kind of looks like a little miniature diamond. So we're going to open that up, and that's going to be one of our pieces that we're going to attach to the back of this 3x6 piece here. Okay, so let's make the other one. Take your 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Take your ruler. We'll start here by marking the center, which is 7/8 inch of your 1 3/4 piece. We're going to come down from the top at a 3/4 inch mark. We're going to come up from the bottom at a 3/4 inch mark. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Come up 3/4 inches and scoot to the bottom at your 3/4 inch mark. You also might want to erase your little dots. I don't think they'll show, but couldn't hurt to erase them. So now I'm coming again with my stylus. This is the top where they have the little dot there at the center. I'm going to come in with my stylus and my ruler and align those there, and then score. Do the same thing to the other side. And score. Now, for this side, oops, I forgot to mark my, I'm going to take this and come up from the bottom corner to this little piece here. So I'll take my ruler and my stylus and score. Do again on the other side and score. Now I'm going to take this corner, flip it, and give it a good crease. Same thing on the other side. Give it a good crease. In fact, let me erase my little pencil dots. I don't think you'll be able to see them, but in case you want to do it, you can. So that goes there. And then we're going to flip this over. And we're going to score. You're just going to push the paper to kind of make it fall into that little area where we scored it. And so we're going to take it. And we're going to bring it down and score. That's just to give you a little crisper. So that's where I initially kind of folded it. Now I'm going to take it onto my table and score. Now I've got this. I've got my two score lines. Now I'm going to push this piece up and I'm going to fold it over on itself. Remember, it's paper. You're the boss. Make it do what you want it to do. You want to align those pieces as best you can. Come back with your bone folder and give it a good score. Come back over here on this side and give it a good score. So you have this little piece here. All right, now that we have those two, we're going to flip. This is going to be the inside of my card, so I'm going to close it. And now I'm going to get my adhesive. I'm using a liquid adhesive here. And so this is the top of the little piece we made. This is the little arrow. It's folding in. You need to make sure that the open piece, this piece like this, is at the top. Don't put it in like this, where the scored piece is. You want to go in and put it in like this, because now we're going to add this piece here with that little area that we just scored. Actually, these need to go like this. That'll make it easier. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to adhere this piece here, probably a 1/4 inch from the top of the card. Now let me flip these little doohickeys out. Actually need them out instead of in. I'm sorry about that. And remember, we want the top open part and the bottom non-open part. So we're going to put it like this, about a 1/4 inch from the top. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm out of camera. Then we'll put the second piece again with the little open flap right underneath it, about right there. Okay, so I'm going to add some Tombow and again open on the top. I'm going to add this about a 1/4 inch right there. Try to make sure that your line is parallel here. So I'm going to give it a good press, and then I'm going to use my bone folder, but right now we just want to get it stuck down. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to add some glue. And now we're going to put it 1/4 inch under the first one we added, and we're going to give that a press. I'm going to come down with my bone folder and just give it another good press. Okay, now we're going to flip this around and we're going to add glue to these two tabs here. Try not to go outside of the little area here so it doesn't spill over. And we're going to put this down and again give it another press with our bone folder. Yes, I like to use liquid glue because it gives me time to make sure I got this well in there. Okay, so that creates this piece here. Now we're going to add it to our card, So what you're going to do is you're going to put those two little points just before your, make sure it's aligned this way. So we're going to add them just before that score line. You don't want to go past that score line because it'll buckle up. So you make sure it's good parallel this way. It's aligned pretty good this way. Aligned this way. And now we're going to add adhesive to these two little tabs on this side. I don't go right up to the edge because I don't want it oozing out. We're going to go there, and you're just going to bring this over and press. Give it a really good press. Make sure it is on there to stay. You're going to want to probably set some books or some, maybe even a punch on top. This is my new penguin punch. Can't wait to get excited to using that. So anyway, you put something heavy there and while you work on the rest of your cards. So I'm just going to open it real quick. Oh, got to flip it over and do the other side. And glue that tab in. We're going to close and press. I'm going to open mine a little bit quicker than I would want you to, just because I want to show you the whole process of putting it together. But this is the critical piece here. When you open it, here's your card. When you open it, the mechanism pushes up your pop-up piece. Right? So that works like that. So I'm going to put a punch on top of mine to get that to stick. Now let's work on making the inside pretty. So on this side, I'm going to add some pretty flowers, and on this side, I'm going to add a little bit of a sentiment. Again, it's a sentiment from the Pansy Petal stamp set, which I love. This sentiment just goes so great with everything. So I'm going to make this a little bit this way. And I'm going to stamp right here because I'm going to add a little floral piece on the side. Okay, so we got that stamped. I'm going to add, where's my little stem? Well, I lost my little, well, we'll improvise. So this is going to go centered here, and I'm going to add a little flower right here. So again, I'm just going to use just a little bit of the liquid adhesive. I don't like to put it on too thick because it'll show through the paper. You'll see squiggles. So if you put a real light hand on there and don't overdo it, because it sticks super well, it's not going to be a problem. So I think I'm going to use this little one here, and I'm going to use maybe this little leaf. I'll add that here. Let's see how that works. That works pretty good. Add a little liquid glue. In fact, let's stick this one down this way. We can see how we're going to stick that one down that way. And I think I'm going to move it around a little. So I love using liquid glue. Okay, so that's one side of the panel. Now we'll do the other side. I'll have a free PDF tutorial for you on my blog at designsbygloria.com, where you will be able to download the instructions and the measurements, and I'll also add the samples of the other sweets that I used to create this project. So this is going to go about here, We'll add a little yellow one here. Maybe a little pink one. No, maybe just those two. Okay, so now I want to get my leaves. Have you figured out this leaf? I mean, I can't tell if, I'm thinking it goes this way, even though it's kind of squiggly here. But then if you look at it, you think, well, no, that looks like a point of a leaf. Anyway, let me know if you've figured out how these leaves are supposed to look, because I obviously haven't. Okay, so that looks good right there. Oops. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to this leaf. Attach it here. A little bit of adhesive to this leaf. Attach it here. And then I'm going to attach a little bit of adhesive to this one. And lay it here. I think I'm going to add a couple Stampin' Dimensionals. This one, and just give it a little bit of a lift. Okay. Add him here. All right. Now we'll bring back our card, and we're going to lay these on the inside. So we're going to add a little bit of adhesive. We probably should have done this before we inserted this so that we could have had it lay flat. But I was so anxious to show you the mechanism, I forgot about it. So you can still add it later. I've got some other samples I want to show you too. I think this is so much fun. I'm going to work on one for Christmas, because I think you can do this for any holiday. Okay. So when you open it, there's your little pop-up. Oops. I haven't given it enough time to really glue. You can write down here, you can add some additional floral images there, but that's basically how this works. Let me share with you the others that I've created. You saw this one from the hand pinned. I added some floral here, and you still have an opportunity to write there. I love this. This is using the Simply Elegant suite. I don't know if you can see that. It says, wishing you a wonderful birthday. And you open up, and these are all images from that stamp set. Oh, can you stand the beautiful gold there? That is from, let's see if I have it here, the Gold and Rose 6x6 metallic specialty paper. Holy shamoly. Look at it, packs a punch, doesn't it? It's just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I loved how that looks against especially the red and all that popping. So there's that one. Then this one is using the Bloom Where You're Planted. And we got some little hanging baskets here. And then you open it up. And we've got this little piece here.